First of all, let me thank the organizers of this event for inviting us to this conference and for giving us the opportunity to be here to talk about the Mi Rasna project. This is actually the first time we present Mi Rasna in front of an international audience, so we are pretty excited. My name is Samanta Mariotti, and I'm an archaeologist. I'm here today with Maurizio Amoroso, who's hiding amongst the audience. He's a little shy. He is the CEO of EGA, International Game Apps, the society which produced the video game Mi Rasna. You may wonder which was my role in this project and why an archaeologist is here to illustrate the making of a video game. I'm pretty sure that by the end of the presentation it would be pretty clear, at least I hope so. Mi Rasna means I'm Etruscan. And as you can guess, it's a video game, a strategy video game, based on Etruscan civilization. It was released in May, and it's currently available for Android devices. As you can see, the map, that represents the geographical setting of the game, is a 2D landscape of the main territory in which Etruscan civilization thrived for centuries. Central Italy, Tuscany, Umbria, and Latium. About 60 different Etruscan cities have been included in the video game. And the game mission for players is to manage the local resources of each city to make them prosperous. However, as we know by historical sources, cities were not all the same. So in the video game, as it was in the past, minor centers have to provide resources to the 12 cities of the so-called Dodecapolis, the most powerful centers of ancient Etruria. As you can see, it's easy to imagine how the making of Mi Rasna couldn't avoid a very specific path. When we choose to create a video game based on Etruscan civilization, we contextually choose to be sticky to Etruscan history in every component of the video game, in every detail. That's why the making of Mi Rasna followed two strategical and parallel lines. On one side, we had professional graphics and programmers who based their work on the results of an accurate research carried on by professional archaeologists. On the other side, we got in touch with all kinds of institutions concerning Etruscan heritage who were invited to contribute to the project. We managed to engage the directors of 6 national museums and 2 regional museum poles. These figures directly depend on the Italian Ministry of Culture. We managed to engage also a very large number of civic museums and archaeological parks, since the territory of central Italy is incredibly rich in terms of Etruscan heritage. Gradually, the project began involving also civic authorities, as by civic authorities I mean mostly majors, who understood the potential benefits for their territories. We have to say that Etruscan are a very fascinating civilization. That's probably the reason why we discovered a sort of underworld made of cultural association and green actors, whose knowledge is very solid and recreation skills are really impressive and obviously based on historical sources too. For example, for Mi Rasna, the music of Mi Rasna was made by one of those reenactors using reconstructed Etruscan instruments. Museum directors became our principal cooperators. They made their collection finds available through photographs, and they also offered their knowledge and precious advices to guarantee the accuracy of the archaeological and historical content, which is, as I show you better in a while, the central core of the game. As I was saying, the project started from a very accurate phase of research made by professional archaeologists And these are some of the main historical sources used for the video game. One of the main directors of a museum in Italy, of the most important Etruscan museum in Italy, the Museum of Villa Giulia in Rome, is Valentino Nizzo, which is very, he's an expert of Etruscan culture, and he obviously guaranteed the accuracy of all the information archaeologists provide to the creation of the game. These are some video game elements created by graphics on the basis of those books you saw. As you can see, for example, tombs, where since the beginning sketched taking real tombs as models, and the same approach was used for the different phases of different kinds of temples. I said different phases because to remain close to the historical reality, in Mi Rasna the development of all the elements of the cities follows the real historical development of Etruscan cities. This means that for every historical phase, there are different possibilities of growth and different abilities and expansions that can be unlocked. For example, temples developed through time, as you can see. In the first period, you have Temple 1, and in the first period, which is Villanovian period, and Temples 2 in the next period, which is Orientalizing. But for example, art ability or writing ability are not in the first period because they appear later in Etruscan history. So the possibility to unlock abilities is historically accurate too. To have a closer look, here you can see the expansion of the development of the city of Populonia, which is one of the main centers of the Decapolis, which is actually one of the most particular cities of Etruscan civilization because it's the only one which is on the sea. It's on the Tuscany coast. Usually, Etruscan centers used to be on top of the hills. For the first phase, that represents the city during the so-called Villanovian period, till the last phase, where you have a completely different aspect corresponding to the city during the Hellenistic period, which is almost close to the Roman period. The material, both collected through historical and archaeological research and that coming from museums, as anticipated you before, became the core of Mi Rasna. In fact, players, in order to progress in the game, need to collect as many coins as possible. They have many possibilities to do so. And the easiest way, obviously, is to simply buy coins. Otherwise, they can earn them, which is actually more fun. And this is where we try to add an educational aspect in the game in order to actually broaden and promote the knowledge about the Etruscan civilization. To be honest, despite the strategic aspect, for every city, we made available its history that players can access and read whenever they want. So a base of information is always provided for every city. What I was saying about talking about coins, earning coins, there are 3 ways to earn coins. The first way is to give the correct answer to the question that have been prepared for every city. Questions deal with historical facts regarding the cities, their most famous finds, the history of studies, and so on. In total, players can answer about 550 different questions about the Etruscan civilization. Another way to earn coins is to solve a puzzle within a certain time limit. All the almost 500 photos coming from museums' collections have been used for this purpose. Once the puzzle is solved, you get to know what the object is and in which museum it is exposed. The third way to earn coins is actually the most rewarding because it deals with the physical, concrete presence of player in one of the 11 most important museums in Italy for the Etruscan civilization. In this case, the app simply registers your presence in the museum using the GPS system of your device. And through this loophole, we wanted to stimulate a direct knowledge of artifacts and places. And we wanted to offer people an excuse, if you know what I mean, especially to the youngest players, to visit a museum. We wanted to stimulate curiosity, and we wanted to make museum collections, archaeological parks, and territories in general the central focus of the video game. Here are some data showing the progressive growth of the interest that Me Rasna has been able to get from May, when it came out, till September. And as you can easily see, the growing trend is pretty clear. Maybe if you want to see better, I can go back. Going back to speak about the final goals of the Me Rasna project, we are firmly convinced that enhancing heritage can be a benefit from territories, and territories can be a benefit for heritage too. That's why a part of Me Rasna income will be granted to support archaeological excavations, research, and refurbishment projects that will enhance the Etruscan heritage in Italy. And that's also why EGA has just signed a formal agreement with the director of the archaeological park of Populonia and the mayor of the municipality of Piombino to make the park the official set for testing future video games and a series of cultural initiatives with the aim of engaging the public. A little test in this sense was made in April, when the archaeological park of Populonia became the set where we shot the trailer of Me Rasna. It was an ordinary Sunday, and a large number of people who were visiting the park in that sunny day had the opportunity to attend a very special event. About 50 reenactors gathered together to perform various moments of Etruscan day life. And I'm going to show you this video, the trailer of the video game, because I think it summarizes very well the spirit of Me Rasna, whose principal aim is to improve access to the heritage, especially among young people, in order to raise awareness about its value, the need to maintain and preserve it, and the benefits which may be derived from it, also for professional archaeologists who work at this kind of projects. And we really believe, and we hope you agree, that playing a video game is just another way to do it. So we can see the trailer. Okay, so thank you. Thank you very much. This is the end, and I thank you. And the three-head snake painted on the wall of Sartiano tomb thanks you too. And this is a gift we wanted to give you. It's the logo of the.
Thank you. That's great.
Only the museum directors have it, so.
This is special. Thank you. I'm sure there's a lot of questions for this presentation. Who can I throw this amazing microphone to? Or hand over if you prefer. Yeah?
Well, not really about the content of the presentation, but we cannot download the game here, or?
You can download from if you have an Android device.
Yeah, but I tried, but it didn't work.
No.
No, it says it's not available in your country, so
Okay.
that's so
it's available only in Italy.
in Italy, yeah.
Because all the questions are in Italy, and they are in Italian. Sorry, and it hasn't already translated. It will be probably in a while, and maybe it will be also available for EOS. But for the moment, it only works in Italy.
Okay, then I have to go to Italy.
Yeah. Everyone get on the
Come
train.
soon.
Oh, good.
Hi there. Thank you very much. That was really interesting. I'm interested to know, you mentioned that you used a lot of archaeological sites and heritage sites and museums in the project. How did they receive this? Like, how much did you involve them in the project, and what did they think about it?
They were involved since the beginning. We started thinking about the project, and then we immediately tried to connect with them, with museum directors, because we wanted to start from finds, from concrete material. And they were very impressed by our project, and they wanted to participate.
That's good. I'm sorry, just to, will the game feature in any of the museums at all?
Sorry?
Will the game feature in any museums or exhibitions in the area?
They obviously
they
can.
have already, yeah.
No, they museum directors can obviously induce people to download it, but so yeah, in certain sense. And also all the data you can see are available for museum directors also to make strategies, you know, because when you understand which are the most interesting finds for public, you can also decide what kind of strategy you can put to engage even more people to come to your museum.
Of course, so very positive then in the museum side of things.
They really need this kind of things.
That's great. Thank you. Cheers.
We have time for one more question, and I see a hand all the way up there. And he was first, sorry. You have plenty of opportunity to ask questions.
Hello.
The end.
Thank you very much. That was a very interesting presentation. Maybe this was in the slide that you showed with the data, but did you make some play testing of the game? Did you collect the data about what kind of systems were more interesting or they work better in terms of playability?
No, we actually asking the museum directors to decide them which kind of finds to give us. So they send us their photographs. They choose what kind of finds to give us, and we are implementing also the portfolio, as you can call it. And yeah, so we didn't test them. I don't know if I answer your question.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
Then thank you.